So we're at the meat counter, and this is a good place to talk about protein-rich foods because these are important for our health, for growth and development. And we're talking about red meats such as beef, lamb, pork, poultry like chicken and turkey. We have fish, both oily fish and white fish. And if you don't eat meat, vegetarian alternatives like eggs, beans, lentils, nuts, tofu, corn, those are all alternatives to meat. One thing you have to be careful about when you're buying meat is to just look for the amount of fat in it. You can see that this mince has the word lean on it, and it tells you that it's 5% or less in fat. One of the difficulties with meat is that quite often there's a lot of fat associated with it, and it's the kind of fat that's not so good for your heart. So if you're buying meat, it's best to buy meat that is lean because you get more meat for your money. And it's the same when it comes to chicken. Chickens are very nutritious, good source of protein, good source of iron. The fat is all hidden in the skin, so roast your chicken and then remove the skin afterwards when you go to eat it. Keeping the skin on the chicken while you roast it keeps it nice and moist, but taking the skin off reduces the amount of fat. We live on an island, but how many of us eat fish? Fish is extremely nutritious. The recommendation is that we each eat at least 2 portions of fish a week, one of which should be oily. And oily fish is the fish that is pink in colour. Things like salmon, trout, mackerel, herring, these are good sources not just of protein and iron, but of omega-3 fatty acids. These are fats that you cannot get except in your food. You can't make them yourself. And it's a good idea to have some days during the week where you don't eat red meat. You exchange it for something else, so fish makes the perfect alternative. You don't need to eat large amounts of meat. A piece of meat about the size of the palm of your hand is adequate, and that's just as well because meat can be the most expensive part of the diet.